What's up? Happy Sunday. Had to grab my gay drink. Because they're so tasty. Okay. So, how we doing on battery? Let the gayness begin. Yes. Let it flow. I think before I make a coil, I'm going to replace the cotton in my vape. Right on. Nothing wrong with that, man. But before I do that, I gotta vape down what's in here. Shouldn't take long. These coils, they use up the juice pretty quickly. So I'm going to get a little cup with some water in it and do the whole deed. So must be a lot of kids on today. It is Sunday, so there's a few people in here, but they left as soon as they saw me vaping. So that tells me they're children. And younger than the children that have questions. Yeah, she's working at her second job. She's getting off at 1, so just a 4.5-hour shift today. Nothing crazy. She'll be home fairly soon. So 40 minutes. Hey, what's going on, Jake? We're almost done with this. Almost done. Got a friend request from CJ on Discord. Right after that, I sent her a message saying I was coming on. So she might pop in shortly. We'll see. Right back. Cup of water. What's going on, Dad? 1 second. Message deleted. Adam, are you rich or not? No, not rich. Here's your answer. Would it matter? Yeah. Like, say if I was rich, like just totally super wealthy, right? Will that change who I am? You know, there's a lot of really good people that have money. There's a lot of stupid people that have money. Now, our culture, particularly in the West, and probably other places. Hey, what's up, USA? We're taught to just hate everybody that's rich. You know, I think that that's birthed out of jealousy, but it's just, there's really no reason for it. Am I growing it out? Kinda. It's just kind of happening, you know. It's not like I'm pushing or anything, like, you know, it's just gonna happen. Um, Doing laundry and stuff. Gotta bring daughter back to mom's later. I can see the push. Moms and daughters, wives too. You can do it if you put your back into it. I haven't heard that advice yet when it comes to growing a beard. Heard it applied to some other activities, but not facial hair. Alright, so I was going to build up a couple coils, but before I do that, I was going to change up my cotton. We're starting to get a little too much color on this damn cotton here. Stuff going on the screen behind me. Yeah, I'm responsible for that. You know, if I turn around and see that, it's not going to be like a mystery to me. You know, I won't be shocked. I own the television and the remote, And you know, now if like I had turned the TV off before I left the house and came back to that on, I'd probably think there was a problem. I'd call my wife and be like, "Hey, uh, did you put interesting looking fractals uh, on the TV before you left and just leave it on like a jackass?" And if she said, "Yeah, that was me," I'd be like, "Oh, okay, whatever." But if she said no, I'd be like, "Okay, somebody was in our house and they're probably like on acid or something." What's up, CJ? If you see a flamingo, you'll let me know. Right on. I would like to know that. I don't want any flamingos getting by me. Zero flamingos. But yeah, you can see the cotton in this thing. It's starting to. I mean, I've seen worse. Is what a bong? What do you think is a bong? What I'm fixing? This? Do you know what a bong is, man? It's a thing with water. Right, where's the water? It seems to me like you've never held a bong. Which is fine. Did I just glitch out in the chat? Are you talking to me? See what's going on here. Maybe I haven't. I would take the water out. Maybe I haven't. You would take the water. Um, you would take the water out of the bong. Apparently, you don't know what the point of a bong is. If you're like, this water shouldn't be in here. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, those letters, um, I think that was like his impersonation of like the sound of a bong toke. To get bong high. Nicholas, how old are you, man? Like 30. That sounds like a kid's answer. No offense. Because it sounds like a guess. And I hate to tell you this, but typically, it's usually people from foreign countries where, like, you can get killed for drugs. They're not aware of bongs and stuff like that. They don't know how they work and any of that shit. Or kids like under 16. Because I hate to tell you, I knew what a bong was by the time I was 10 years old. I had already. Oh, so now you're conveniently 17. I'd already smoked out of a bong by the time I was 10. But that's because of the type of life I lived. What am I eating? Nothing. Nothing right now. I got some of this stuff. It's Nature to Go. They are blueberry tamarind bites. It's tamarind balls that are flavored like blueberry. They're all right. Yeah, no worries. CJ. I like it. I like doing the lives. Now I'm going to clean this bitch off. Oh, I need to update the messages here. It pisses me off that you have to change it from top messages to all messages, like every time you do a live, in order to get all the messages. And I want to know who is deciding the top messages are, right? Yeah, I heard about that a few times. It came up at church, and I heard it a few days ago. There's some people at my church that like metal, so we were talking about it. And one of them just got back from the Pantera show. That just happened. Right. Yeah, it's a bummer. Total bummer, dude. I mean, he leaves Mastodon because of, I don't know, creative differences or something like that. And then, you know, dies shortly after that. I'm about to do a duo with Jordan around further, so I can't stick around for long. Oh, we don't get hella kids. Well, that's going to happen. You're going to get a lot of kids and a lot of fucking dudes trying to fall in love with you, Panda. That's just how it is. I love you. I love you. You know, welcome to being a cute girl. And you'll also get those guys that'll like pretend like they're normal and shit. Oh no, I'm not interested. I just want to be your friend. You know, I'm totally cool. And they're just bagging on that moment when they can swoop in and console you when you've broken up with your boyfriend that they've been waiting for you to break up with. And, you know, yeah, there's all kinds of idiots out there. But it goes both ways, you know. I deal with that shit too, you know. Like I can become friends with girls in a chat, you know, and they're kind of hoping that I turn into that fucking guy, and I never do, and they fucking get pissed. Adam, you're hitting a real trigger with that one. Who's getting triggered? There's somebody in here that does that. Ooh, batteries are almost dead. Oh, maybe because of my ex and her friend. Sure. That's you know, that's why you just got to be careful. You know, some girls can have friends. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife, she could have a million guy friends, and I you know, I wouldn't care. You know, the guys could be making all kinds of plans or whatever, and she'd never cheat on me because she's not that person. You know, but there's those girls that, and how you can tell who they are is if you tell them, like, I don't want you to be friends with these guys anymore, and they fight you on it. You know, if they're like, oh no, it's just like, no. Here's the deal. You want to be with me? We're getting rid of these guys. If not, we're done. That's just all there is to it. And they can, oh, you're insecure. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Peace. I don't need to be with you. Okay? Peace. You know? And then there's the girls that are like, I understand. It would piss me off if you were doing it. I'm not going to do it. You know? But that's how you can tell who's who. I'm sure I'm not teaching anybody anything in here. You know, maybe a few. You know, some of the younger people. I got hunted down by a bit old woman with a big jar of Nutella. Um, that sounds awesome. Um, she's at work. Um, she's going to be off soon. Dude, the pinks are the best, aren't they? I like the pinks and the red ones, but the pinks they're a step above the 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 rest of them. They're just better. But I like the red ones too. The yellows are okay, you know, they kind of got that, the sourness or whatever, but yay, yay, nope. Where in the U.S. is this? The best spot. Red Starburst is the best. You don't eat sugar, but he tried them. The Red Starburst are the best. Like I said, the red are damn good. They really are. They're mighty fine. But for me, the pink, there's, the right here, pink. There's the pink. I mean, I can eat the red ones like crazy. They're great. I just think the pink are a little better. It's okay. That's me. I hope we can still be friends. Blue Jolly Ranchers. Jolly Ranchers are all right. Not my favorite candy. I'm really not much into hard candies. I mean they're decent, right? Where'd those skizzers go? I had a tiny pair of skizzers. Jolly Ranchers. Ooh, okay. I'm 40 plus. Maybe that's why the boy eats the pink first. So, have you not tried the pink? Because they're all eaten up? I'm guessing you buy them. Um, Maybe you should exercise a preemptive strike on the bag of goodies. Before you hand them over. Leaves me all the red. Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like he doesn't like them. Unless this is some kind of arrangement you've made. Yeah, I mean, they're Starburst, man. They're all good, right? I mean, they're Starburst, but you know, I do like some of them better than the other ones, but they're all good. Okay, we have almost completed this little stuff job we got going on here with our cotton. What's those pink stuff? No, no, like you don't like red. What's those pink stuff? Yeah, I'm not American. We're talking about Starburst. It's a candy called Starburst. you, be honest, if you're not American, you've probably got much better candy. Our candy is basically poison, but it's very, very, very sweet, so people keep eating it. But hopefully that'll change soon. Yes, an arrangement. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it was a trip when my friends my age started becoming grandparents. But then it was like, well, yeah, they started having kids before I did, and my kid's, 22. He totally could have a kid by now. In fact, he could have a kid that's like freaking 6. Really. All right, so look at that. Ooh, fresh cotton. We're going to break this in. Charleston chews. Those are gangster. Yeah, we have different food laws. Like instead of like using vegetable coloring and stuff like that to like dye the foods, like to get instead of like using like carrots to make things orange or berries to make things red or purple, you know, we use like literal dyes, you know, and instead of using um, natural ingredients as preservatives, we use chemicals to keep things fresh. And you should look at the list sometime. We have a list that's like 40,000 things long, no bullshit, that are like illegal in other countries. Other countries have made these things illegal, right? So like if the things are that are sold here are sold in other countries, they don't have those things in them because those things, the ingredients are illegal, you know. Like for example, like ketchup in another country is like salt and tomatoes, right? And vinegar, you know. Here, the list is like this long, right? To make ketchup. And it's all shit that kills you, causes cancer, makes you sick, you know. But it's because um, the people that make the food work with the people that make the pills, you know. So the people that make the food make you sick, and that makes money for the people that make you pills to make you better, right? When the pills don't actually make you better because they're made out of things that make you sick. It's a big money thing. And and that's why, you know, RFK Jr., you know, he got hired by Trump, right? He's like, I'm coming in here and I'm gonna like redo the food. We're getting rid of all these chemicals, and we're gonna fix the system, right? And then the people that are in control of the media, right, who are controlled by the pharmaceutical companies and are in control of they're all buddies, you know. You watch the news, and the news is saying things like, "Oh, uh, Trump and RFK Jr. They're bad people. Don't listen to what they say. Don't trust them." And blah 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 blah. It's just a bunch of fucking lies. Because if they change the way things are going, these people are going to be out of a bunch of fucking money. You know. Right. Yeah, and if you have side effects, it's time to have another pill. And the pills have side effects, right? So they give you a pill, it has a side effects, right? So they'll give you another pill to fight the side effects. But a lot of times those two pills, they mix bad, right? Which will cause side effects. So they got to give you another pill, right? And it's all about money. You know, they don't actually care. You know, they don't care. Well, see, that's the thing. Another one to fix it. You'd think so, but they can't. There's laws in this country that make curing illegal. It's illegal to cure here, right? Like, you think that they would just like be like, oh, you've got this problem, let's cure it, right? They can't, because that's illegal. It's illegal to cure. And the reason it's illegal to cure things is because the money stops. But the way they word things, right, to protect themselves is like, oh, well, see, if we say that we're going to cure it and then we don't, then you can sue us, right? But they're protected from all that shit anyways in their fine print. You can't sue them, right? Which is like if you go and get a surgery and they mess up, you can't sue the doctor, you know. But believe me, it's going to be like this all around the world soon. There's too much money to be had, you know. And the people that are running the show behind the scenes, they don't even live in this country, you know. So people are like, oh, America's bad, that only happens in America. Go fuck yourself. They're not even Americans that are doing this. It's people in other countries. So, anyways, we don't have to keep talking about that shit. How was your day? Oh, man. Too much coming up the next week. Well, life goes on, man. You know? Life goes on. What do you got coming up? What's going on? What are your plans? Orthopedic surgeon tomorrow, plus work. Ooh, that sounds like fun. What do you do for work? Oh. Well, I had plans to go and build a deck, but those plans got canceled. So I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I'm probably going to hang out here with my dog. And, I don't know. I'll find something to do. Maybe I'll build a bunch of coils. We'll see. Maybe I'll learn a song or two. Who knows? Really depends. She is a pit lab. So she's part pit bull, part lab, and that mix is actually slowly becoming recognized as its own breed. And they're called pit labs. They're great dogs. Great dogs. She's a good girl. Aren't you, Rock Dog? Very pretty. Oh, shit. What do I do with my little hoop? Need to find that. Otherwise, we're all screwed. Here it is. Nice. Almost forgot the most important part. This guy. This little hoop. I'm going to open up this curtain here, let some light in. make it harder to see the TV. One week and 7 words. Right on. Those are both cool tracks. Were you just jamming to it by ear, or were you trying to go through the tabs also? The early Deftones stuff is, I never really tried to play any of it, but it seems all pretty easy. I mean, I'm not dogging on Chi, because it all rocks. Music doesn't need to be complicated or hard to play to be badass, but I'm just guessing. I don't remember. I couldn't. I know they're cool songs. I like those songs, but I couldn't bring those songs to mind. But if I remember right, they're pretty easy. Something like that. Deftones puts on a pretty good show. It's been a while since I've seen them live. I'm sure since there's been a few generations that have discovered them, since, I'm sure that there'd be quite a lot of emo kids there. Especially since they've kind of taken on the shoegazy type stuff. It'd probably be a completely different vibe. Or it used to be like mostly like skater punk type kids, new metal type guys that would be there. Now I can imagine there, the scene would be like, I don't know, a lot of dyed hair and eyeliner, nose rings. Hey, what's going on, Steve? Sorry, I was... Drive far away. Right now, I'm about to make a spaced fuse Clapton. I just did the spacing on this Clapton, Let's see if I can get this up close. Oop, there we go. So you want all this to be, perfectly uniform. And you want the spirals, you want to double it up, right? But you want the spirals to be going the same direction on both of them, right? So you take this and you cut it in half. Then you got two of them. I mean, you could do it twice, right? Like make a wire and then do another wire. But in order to get these two wires to be the same, it's just make an extra long one. And then when you cut it, you've got two and the spacing's the same on both of them. Then you flip one of them, right? So the wires are, the rotating wires are going in the same direction. And then you put them in the chuck, right? And you rotate it, both of them. And then you lay another wire around it, right, as they're spinning. And you want that wire to lay in between each of the spaces, fusing them together. And depending on your prep work, it goes easier because it's not easy to do, but it'll either be possible or impossible. Let's put it that way. And these bars are so small that you can't see what you're doing. You got to do it by feel. Let me see if I'm even going the right direction here.
We'll see. Is not wanting to lay in the shit. It's all good, no worries. I'm having trouble with this damn coil. Oh, man. You like the background screen? Yeah. Oh, wait. There you go. You're okay, Rock Dog. You're a pretty girl. You're very, very pretty. Even though you're a brat. You're a big, big brat. You're a whiny little girl. Okay, I think we might have actually wrapped some decent coil here. It was starting out like a freaking bastard, though. It was not wanting to work with us. Now we need to unwrap this. It's all twisted up here, see? And it's kind of starts about here. So this is what we got. This right here, that's about how long it took to get going. Yard is better than the fractals. I'd rather look at the yard. I can't do a green screen. I mean, I can if I was like on the laptop or something like that, but I can't with this phone. I don't have that option. Which is kind of funny because when I did my first live, I was going through like my my settings and stuff like that, and I did have the option, but it's not there anymore. It has disappeared. And I've talked to a few people and been like, hey, how are you doing your green screen? I know you're using a phone. And they're like, oh yeah, you just go to this thing and you click whatever, and you know it's right underneath this icon, you know, in your list of things. I'm like, yeah, that's where it used to be. It's not there anymore. Like, oh shit, I don't know where to help you. Yeah, living on this street is pretty relaxing. You know, there's no traffic. Sounds like mom's home. There's no, you know, except for way over there. You know, there's a little bit of, oh, come on. Yeah, you can see people kind of driving through over there. You see the cars. But here, most we get is like the occasional turnaround. You know, people looking for the river, or you know, tweakers. And a lot of the times, people looking for the river are tweakers.
You know, it'd be really helpful if you like did dishes. That would make me want to cook food better.
Okay, well, I just got home a little bit ago.
Yeah.
And I decided to make a quail. I can do the dishes if you want. You know, it'll take me 5 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, it is so hot.
Come here, baby.
I need to
You need to give me a
Cool off.
hug.
cool off.
You need to give me a hug.
I'm on fire.
Well, I'm water.
You're warm.
No,
And I don't need to touch you. I'm like burning up.
I'm freezing.
I got the best avocado that they had. I hope it's okay. Finally remember to get baking powder. Excuse me, baking powder. I got limes this time. Cilantro, lime, avocado, tomato, sour cream, hot sauce, and rice, cheese, beans, and meat. Burrito. Oh, good thing I brought paper towel. We were out.
I understand, CJ.
Take this Wagyu.
Come here.
Alright, somebody told me to give me I'm hot. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your sweaty hug. Ugh. I'm gonna wait for this to come to room temperature before I cook it. Are you playing today?
No.
Cool. I got you all to myself.
Yep.
Sort of.
You can tell that I hugged Rihanna because Roxy got mad.
That must be CJ.
Yeah, it is.
You know what? It's yes, I like hugs, but I don't like.
She doesn't like me.
No, I don't like people in my personal bubble. Even Adam. Like, yes, I like hugs. Yes, I like being intimate, but I don't like cuddling. I don't like that. I do not like it, and I think it's because of Alicia used to smother the shit out of me, and it traumatized me. I'm traumatized. But I do love you very much. Very, very much. Love you more than anything in the whole world except for Jesus.
These are the lies we talked about, babe. Wham.
Can you smell the blood? Yeah, you can, huh? Oh, that's some good meat. That is some good meat. Perfect. Do you think that the meat was seasoned too much last time?
No, I thought it was great.
Because I used a whole pack of taco seasoning with that one steak.
Good.
Well, it says with 1 pound, and that's about what it is. Need to buy some more oil. She gone. Where's my olive oil?
I have no idea, baby.
Yeah. Olive oil. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna let this steak come to room temp before I cook it.
Sounds good.
So, let's get in the window. Over here on the table. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Old lady CJ.
outside. That's weird. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do the one.
You gonna vape your favorite?
My favorite. Yeah, I might as well vape it up. I know you don't like it.
I mean, it's okay. It's actually better than the other juices that I have.
What?
It's better than the other juices that I have.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish this stuff wasn't so damn
They wanted me
springy.
to stay for a full shift, and I said no.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I'm out of pouches. I gotta go to the store. Oh, never mind. Here's one.
Here's some. Here's some pouches.
I got a full one.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, unopened.
Those are mine.
Nope, they're mine.
Oops, make a face.
Rex, you wanna go lay down with Mama? Mama's gonna lay down for a few minutes. 'Cause I've been
Yeah.
asleep all morning.
Pacific Northwest have an unusual heat wave. It's crazy. This morning, when I woke up, it felt like fall. It was the first time I've gotten up and walked out to my car. But it was 6 in the morning, and but it felt like it was coming. So that's what we're dealing with. Babe, Croc says hello, Rady.
Hello, Croc. Clock.
So there's that. There's that. There's that. So these the small guys? They are quaint. Love you too, baby. These wires are a bitch. Coil Daddy. Believe it or not, there's people out there that smoke me at making coils. Yeah, I'm kind of getting these ones down, and like this particular build and a couple other builds I can get down. Thanks, CJ. But there's dudes out there that make coils that are just crazy, crazy. You know, like sure, it's perfect and everything, but this is just a spaced fuse Clapton. You know. There's some builds out there that are like, I don't even want to dedicate the time to it, you know. And to be honest with you, there's coils out there that are made by dudes that aren't even vapable. Like they're made specifically to have a picture taken of them, and then they get thrown in the garbage because they can't be vaped. It'll like destroy your shit because the draw will be too much. To me, that's dumb, you know. But these guys are like, you know, Instagram fucking, you know, whatever the fucks. Okay. Coil Daddy merch. That's funny. Yeah, Coil Daddy with my stupid ass face on it. Which one? Yeah, about the t-shirts? Yeah, I saw that. That's what got me talking about these other guys that make coils. I'm not on that level, you know. Calm down. Go get Mama. Go tell Mom. Go tell her. Go get her. Go jump up and lay down. She's in bed. Go get her. Go get Mom. Go get Mom. Go get Mom. Go get her. My name's Jeff. That's funny. I had a guitar player named Jeff. The dude was fucking hilarious. Smart guy. Cartoon version of my profile. I could just use my profile picture. It's already a cartoon. I could have shirts made. I have a friend that makes shirts. She it's one of her side businesses. She makes hella shirts, and she makes nice ones. You know, they look good, and they're on nice material, you know. I don't know. I need to put these away before before I eat them all. Oh man. Make a badass image of me. Done by AI. You can try it. You know, whatever. Yef. My name is Yef. What do you want? Jump up and say hi. Say hi to everybody, rock dog. Come on, get up here. Quit being a brat. You're very pretty. Yeah. Yeah. You're a pretty girl and you got your toy. So did you work today, Gems? Or are you off today? Or are you still waiting to go? I told Pierce that he needs to learn the song Too Many Puppies. He was talking to somebody in his chat about, you know, trying to find an easy Primus song to learn so he could be like, yeah, now I know a Primus song, you know. And I was like, dude, learn Too Many Puppies, you know. It's pretty much the easiest song. There's some other songs that are, you know, easier or whatever, but they're played on a stand-up with a bow, and they can't really be pulled off on a traditional, well, I can't really call it traditional, but just regular bass. That was you and I. What are you talking about? Hey, what's up, Julio? No, I was on someone's live, right? And this wasn't here. I was watching Dang Fricker's live, and someone in the chat was telling him to learn a Primus song, and he was like, yeah, you know, I need to learn a Primus song. So whenever somebody tells me to play a Primus song, I can I can be like, there, I know one, but I need to figure out which one's the easiest one. But I know what you're talking about. Julio. It's all good, man. Man, I'm tired today. I am tired. Yeah, I was just gonna make a couple coils, finish up my gauge rank, and then I knew Rhiannon was getting off early, so I wasn't gonna be on here long anyways. Cleaning the toilet. Yeah, that's got to be done once in a while. You know, that stuff sneaks up on you. Oh shit. It's one of those asshole bees. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't. It's one of those ones that kind of looks like a wasp or a yellow jacket, right? They're black and yellow. But it's got like the head and a thorax, but the thorax, before the abdomen, there's like that skinny tube, right? A body. So it's got like the head and the thorax, and then like this skinny piece, and then like that little bulbous butt on the end. The pricks. And they have a terrible sting. It's not a murder hornet. Murder hornet is like a, it's different. They're basically like a regular hornet, but they're different in color a little bit, and they're a lot bigger. These things are shaped weird. It's like a yellow jacket, but it's not. Damn it, I don't have my my tablet in here, although otherwise I'd bring it up and show it to you. But yeah, they're funky. They're like this. Excuse my drawing, but they're kind of like that. Yeah, I think they're native to up here. Um, they're a trip. You know, there's probably variations of them everywhere. You know, but that particular one is black and yellow, mostly black. Tiny little spots of yellow. You know, they're not striped or whatever like a yellow jacket or a hornet. Yeah, my proportions are probably off, and that drawing it makes it, you know, it's much larger than they actually are. You know, they're a little bit longer than a regular bee, but you know they're the size of a bee, right? Are they crossbred? I don't know. Um, I've seen them since I was a kid. I don't remember what they're called. I'm almost out of my gay drink. What could I do on my other phone? I wonder if it's dead. But I haven't used it. Turning it on. We'll see. See if I can look up the name. Come on. Did a road trip yesterday. Right on. Where'd you go? Yeah, I heard that the murder hornet was seen around here. Um, it says 1%. That's bullshit. I charged this damn thing. Goblin Valley. Let me look it up. Black and yellow mud dauber. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, they're not eradicated. I can tell you that. Because there was on my there was one on my front porch just a couple days ago. And you know, yeah, I don't know. Who's the guy that's going out and being like, "Yep, I looked everywhere." Um. Uh. Yep. You know, are these the same guys that told us that, AIDS came from monkeys? Remember that shit? The green monkeys. Yeah, Beyond Borders. It's like they sprayed everywhere in here, and now they got like 1 million people, standing on the edges of Washington. I don't know. I can understand if they're like, look, these things are from a different place. They can't live through our winter or something, you know. Um, and they just won't make it, you know. But even then, you know, they can get up in somebody's house and get up in something that's warm, and I don't know. I'm not the guy to be like, yep, there's zero, you know. You know, I don't know. I can be the guy that can be like, no, I don't see any. I don't see any right now. And that can be true, you know. Right, I've seen videos on it. You know, like when the world found out about these right, AK-47s. Like when the world outside of the area that these bees were from found out about these bees, and it kind of like became like a thing, you know, and everybody in their mother's feeds got, you know, slammed with these videos of these bugs. You know, I saw them too, you know, and they're like flying up and biting off the heads of all these bees and shit. And it really only took over like weak hives, really. Because what I thought was weird is like these bees, um, they already had it in them, like some sort of like tactic to kill them, you know, which was kind of crazy. You know, they had a way to defend off these murder hornets, and that was to like basically cover them in a ball of bees and cook them to fucking death by, you know, flapping them or whatever the hell they do. You know, they basically cook them all, you know, which is a trip, you know, that these bees around here would already have it in them to kill these bees that they've never been around, you know, apparently. It's kind of a trip. Yeah, it was the mud dauber. The mud dauber. Holy shit! Yeah, it's 84 degrees right now, and it's gonna get up to 85 and 86 by 4 p.m. And it's supposed to be 85 the next day, then 84 the next day, and then it's going to drop down to the 70s. We will see. We will have to see how that goes. I'm ready to have the temperature be in the 70s. But thanks for stopping by, y'all. I think I'm going to get off here, hang out with my wife, and I might even take a nap. I'm beat. If I do take a nap and feel refreshed enough, maybe I'll get back on a little later. But I am just super tired. Yeah. See you, Fulio. See you, Croc. See you, CJ. Oh, I got that, CJ. I responded. So, on Discord. So, I'll be sending you warnings or whatever whenever I'm about to do the thing. So, okay, I'll do that. Croc. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Have a good one.